sportscaster.com. And Tyler, I know you for one are very happy that your Indiana Hoosiers have put another one in the win column, and Kurt Signetti and the IU football team off to a 6-0 start, or at least about to be, as they lead 41-24.
Yeah, I mean, no, I know obviously we're talking about MMA tonight,
yes,
but
we are.
With it being Indiana, so Indiana currently leading 41-24 over Northwestern with a minute left in the fourth quarter. That will bring Indiana to 6-0 on the season, and I couldn't be more excited. We got great fights. IU won their game. I mean, what else could you ask for on a Saturday night?
Well, for you, Purdue lost, so you get everything you want.
I get everything
in one day.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Alex Bejeda to win by submission.
There we go. All right.
So Jamie Weeokkady out of the Triumph Martial Arts Gym in Indianapolis. His coach, Sean Eichenberg, first out. 5'2", 125 pounds. He is 1-0. Out of the blue corner, it will be Corbin C.J. Haas out of Headbangers Boxing in Kokomo, Indiana. His coaches, Andrew Ferguson and Austin Ferguson. He weighs in at 125 pounds, stands just a bit taller than Weeokkady. He is 5'5".
Yeah, Jamie Weeokkady trains with one of those fighters we mentioned earlier, Keaton Miller, who we're going to see here soon at Triumph. Hasn't fought since 2022, took all of 23 off. So, I mean, is that ring rust going to affect him? We got Corbin C.J. Haas coming to the cage now. He's been training with that Headbangers team for 2 years now, so that's a good gym also. I mean, Cody, I think we're going to see, it says wrestling background for both of these guys, but I think this is going to end up being a stand-up.
Well, so the thing is he trains with Keaton Miller. So I think Jamie Weeokkady is going to be throwing some leather here. Because if you train with Keaton Miller, you've got to have hands on him. So I think we might see the wrestler versus striker thing, even though it says both of them are wrestlers.
Right, and at 125 pounds, these guys are going to be really fast. They're going to be really quick, so you are not going to want to blink, or you could miss it. It's not like heavyweights here where you get to see the big looping, kind of almost slow motion punches. These guys are going to move fast.
Cody, kind of interesting. I note in the notes that Corbin Haas has been training with Headbangers now for some 2 years, but this is his first fight. How long do some of these fighters train before they finally feel like they're ready to get into the cage?
That should be up to your coach. You should really find a place to settle down, learn some things. A lot of people make a mistake of going into fights way too early. They accumulate losses. It can dishearten you to where you just don't want to continue. Haas waiting 2 years, it's a good time, and he's young.
Fight number 9 underway. Weeokkady and Haas.
Haas showing that 2 years worth of training right off the bat with a nice high kick.
Haas kind of looks like Keaton Miller if he didn't have braids.
He really does, actually. I'm surprised at how similar they look.
He's going under an alias so he can fight his teammate.
Fair enough, yeah. Honestly, with Keaton, probably wouldn't surprise us.
Well, we've seen more kicks.
Weeokkady focused on some heavy leg kicks here.
Yeah, we've seen more kicks in the opening round of this one, I think, than most of the other fights combined.
These guys are showing a lot of patience for two guys who one guy only has one fight and the other guy's making a debut.
Uh-oh.
Weeokkady lands a kick to the body, but C.J. Haas able to grab it, run it through, and get him on his back.
1 minute gone in round number 1. Weeokkady and Haas.
Like we saw in the Zach Bone fight, C.J. Haas here has to be careful of not getting caught in any sort of triangle or anything. Weeokkady seems to be flexible enough to throw one of those up there at any time.
An armbar.
Oh.
The reversal straight to a double leg attempt.
Haas doing a good job of sprawling, taking the back, getting that hook in, looking to get the second.
He's got an arm trapped.
And Haas able to get that second hook in. Weeokkady doing a great job though. Haas rolls with him though to take that backside. Haas can do damage from here if he can keep his weight down.
Haas working the advantage here with just over a minute remaining in round number 1, our 9th fight of the evening.
It's not all the way sunk in yet, but Haas is going hard for this rear naked choke.
Yeah, so then in those instances where you have a rear naked choke in, but it's not all the way under the chin, it's basically, we've mentioned it a little bit before, Cody, it's basically just a pain tolerance there, because we have seen fighters finish from just that cross-face on the jaw.
Well, so if you look now, Haas just locked a body triangle, but Weeokkady went to the right side to make that weaker. But Haas is showing his wrestling and jiu-jitsu pedigree.
40 seconds remaining in this opening round. Weeokkady and Haas. 9th fight of the evening. Griggs Entertainment bringing you a spectacular card from the stomping grounds in Terre Haute. Under 30 seconds remain.
Haas looking to land some punches there from the back to end out the round. Oh, he might have this under the chin. Haas want to make sure if he doesn't have this, he doesn't burn out his arms. Based on where Weeokkady's still throwing punches, though.
Final seconds of round number 1.
Yeah, he just has it in a crossface here, so this round is going to end. Well, going to have to give that one to Haas, I believe, with the back control and the ground game. So, not a lot of damage done, but definitely enough to win the round for sure.
Haas has shown really good control. Weeokkady's, I would say he's got to keep it on the feet. He looks like a more crisp of a striker, and doesn't really seem very aggressive about getting off his back or getting back to his feet.
Yeah, I will say, based on all the other fights we've seen so far tonight, this one seems to kind of have the energy of being the most even, or most chill, I would probably say.
Griggs Entertainment wants to say thanks to one of our sponsors, Sleep In Terre Haute University. Conveniently located off of I-70, the Sleep In Terre Haute University Area Hotel offers easy access to local businesses, shopping, dining, and recreation. Make the Sleep In your place to stay. When visiting the Wabash Valley, the city is absolutely sold out this weekend. The Nike Twilight Nationals underway at the Laverne Gibson Cross Country Course. So many things going on. As round number 2 is underway, Haas and Weeokkady, 9th fight of the evening.
Both guys still have a bounce in their step. They don't seem tired. These guys don't seem like it's their first couple of fights, you know.
Yeah, I won't lie. These guys seem more amped up in round 2 than they were at the start of the fight. So maybe they just needed to kind of feel each other out, work themselves in.
Here's what Weeokkady needs to worry about now is that Haas has discovered that he's the elite grappler out of the 2. So now he can really let his hands go.
Uh-oh.
Haas landing a few big leg kicks and a few big punches.
Oh.
Going straight back to the ground.
Nice level change to get that fight back to the ground.
So what we're going to see here is we're going to look for Haas to potentially get out of this guard. He's going to want to slip that left knee through to get into a top mount position to where he'll be able to rain down punches on Weeokkady.
1 minute gone in round number 2.
So far he's got that right leg on the outside of Weeokkady's hip, so in good position there. If he can get that left leg through, he'll be in that full top mount position, and as long as he's able to keep his weight down, he'll be able to do a lot of damage from there.
Tyler King, Cody Cox providing outstanding commentary tonight. It's GE Fight Stomping Grounds, the 56th Griggs Entertainment event. It has been outstanding from the start.
Haas moving to side control there, looking to potentially get an arm in choke on Weeokkady.
Weeokkady keeping his hips flat. I don't understand what he's trying to do here. Like this, he's got to get his back to the cage, stand up, and get this back to the center.
Yeah, Weeokkady going to want to look to get to a hip there to potentially shrimp, start getting back to that guard position. CJ in a great position here, like I mentioned earlier. If he can get that left leg through, he'll be in top mount.
2 minutes gone in round number 2. 1 minute remains.
Haas looking to open up some ground and pound from the mount.
Haas seems comfortable here. I think he knows that Weeokkady doesn't really have anything for him from this position, so he's good to just look for his best opening.
Haas did forfeit the mount for some reason.
He did, yeah. Weeokkady in that butterfly guard.
30 seconds remaining.
Haas got to be careful of those up kicks. Multiple kicks straight to the stomach. Right back down into the guard, though.
Haas doesn't look like a debut fighter at all.
No, he does not. I mean, that 2 years of training before your debut is showcasing right now.
This is why you get the skills before you make a debut.
Final 10 seconds.
His first fight, he might look to be ranked already.
End of round number 2, and guys, I agree with you. Both of these guys look like veteran fighters.
Yeah, Haas doing a great job there to control Weeokkady, do damage on the ground. Look to have that top position. I mean, if I'm a judge here, I'm saying Haas is up 2-0.
Oh yeah, Weeokkady is gassed.
You look at the corner of Weeokkady.
He is gassed.
He's breathing very heavy.
Yeah.
He has to get a finish in this last round. He has no choice but to go and put everything he has left out there.
Haas, meantime, Cody, interestingly enough, standing in the middle of the ring, waving to some of the folks he recognizes in the crowd, waiting before he takes a seat. He seems very relaxed.
He's trained for 2 years, and it's showing tonight. His wrestling's good. He's changing levels, which you really don't see a whole lot on the amateur circuit. Is you normally see one or the other. They're standing their ground, but he's changing levels. He's fighting intelligently, putting on a stellar performance.
Yeah, Cody, most guys at the amateur level do their learning by fighting rather than training. Haas looks like he's just having a nice stroll in the park here.
It's another day in the office.
Yeah, Weeokkady really looks tired.
But hey, all it takes is one punch to change a fight.
Round number 3 underway here in Terre Haute.
Weeokkady taking the center of the cage.
Pair of 125-pounders. Jamie Weeokkady with the red tape on his gloves. Corbin C.J. Haas with the blue.
See, I'm very surprised that Haas is, that Weeokkady is opting to go for the kicks there. I mean, every time he's thrown a kick in each of the first 2 rounds, he's gotten taken down. So you would think he would want to rely more of just going for broke on the punches so you don't end back up in this position.
Weeokkady might have just lost himself to fight there. He might have just handed away his only moment to win. And he's working for a guard. Like, he's not really trying to get off the ground.
Yeah, again, I think if I'm a judge here, I mean, the only way Weeokkady potentially has a chance to win this fight is if he's able to throw up a submission. He's controlling the forearms right now. Unfortunately, just lost control of it. But, I mean, as we've seen in the first 2 rounds, CJ is fine to sit here. He knows he can control the fight. I mean, so far in these first 2 rounds, Weeokkady's had nothing for him. So,
yeah, Haas clearly leading, or at least should be, on the cards after 2 rounds. We're midway through round number 3. Final round for Weeokkady and Haas. Weeokkady out of Indianapolis. Haas out of Kokomo.
You know, we've only seen it once tonight.
Griggs, from Haas.
Big left, right.
We've only seen it once tonight. What I'd like to see more out of these guys is elbows to the body are legal in amateurs now.
That is true. Yeah, another weapon to utilize for these guys.
Could this one be the first fight of the night to go the distance?
So far, it's looking like it. I mean, like I just said a moment ago, I think CJ's fine to just sit here. He can't lose the fight from here. If I'm him, I wouldn't want to get up or stand it up and potentially get caught by a big random punch. Just sit here and control. You're up 2 rounds.
Under 1 minute remaining.
Get your first win.
And Weeokkady's just locking him down right now. He's content to lose this fight.
Yeah. Cody, correct me if I'm wrong. What Weeokkady should probably look to do here is move his body so that he can walk up the cage and potentially flip CJ over to get in that top bout position and maybe rain some haymakers downwind. But
well, just like you just said he should walk up the wall like that, and he just walked himself to the other side.
Yep, see there, exactly. He's looking for it. I don't think he's got enough left, unfortunately, to do it, but pushed himself a little too far away from the wall there. But
final 20 seconds. CJ Haas has clearly controlled this one. Final 10 seconds.
Haas going for that finish. A legal kick from Weeokkady.
Oh,
that's going to end it. That's going to end it. Our first fight of the evening to go the distance. CJ Haas desperately trying to end it in those final seconds, but it goes all 3 rounds. Jamie Weeokkady holds on. I don't think there's any question about the outcome of this one.
Yep, Corbin CJ Haas will pick up his first win here in his debut. Just goes to show that maybe sitting and training for a while is what it takes.
2 years of training looks like has paid off with win number 1. So let's wait for the decision from the judges.
And it could have been that, you know, we mentioned earlier that Jamie Weeokkady hadn't fought since 2022, so had an entire almost 2 years off. So, I mean, ring rust could have played a little bit potential there, but I mean, at times he still looked good. I think just, you know, Corbin CJ Haas had a little bit better training under his belt this time around.
Corbin came in looking like a killer.
Well, guys, we are nearly halfway through the card. This is our first fight to go the distance, and here is the decision from Brady Davis.
For your winner by unanimous decision.
And as expected, CJ Haas with the unanimous decision.
Yep, all 3 judges scored the fight 30-27.
Which, if you want to argue, that could have been scored heavier.
Yeah, it really
Agreed.
could have. In
Yeah.
that second round, there could have been a potential for a 10-8 there. But I think Weeokkady did enough in each round to earn himself a 9.
Now, I believe, gentlemen,